Just as important as our ability to be able to serve one another and to be able to support one another is our ability to be able to encourage one another. I think sometimes we tend to overlook the importance of what it means to encourage somebody because it seems like such an easy task to do. It seems almost so easy and so trivial that we just kind of forget to do it. I had an individual one time that worked for me at my day job, and I remember it was this guy who was this big, strong, tough guy. It was a Marine. He commanded troops over in Iraq and all that, and he would always emphasize how much he didn't need a pat on the back, and he didn't need anybody, telling him that he was doing a good job or any of that. Well, during a period of time where work performance wasn't the best that it could, I remember that I explicitly tried to make an effort to point out some of the good things he was doing, and it was funny because I remember going up to him at one point in time and saying, "Hey, you know what? That thing that you just did, that meeting that you had just attended, that was a really good job. You really did a great job communicating with those guys and getting your point across." And he looked at me and he said, "Well, I don't need any kind of anybody else to tell me that I'm doing a good job or anything like that. I just do it because that's what I'm supposed to do." And then the very next sentence he said, "I wish people would tell me I did a good job more often." And it was kind of funny, but the reality is that just shows that basic human need to get some amount of encouragement from other individuals around us. It doesn't have to be a lot, but all of us like being told that we did a good job at something, especially when we put a lot of effort into it, or when we think maybe that the outcome doesn't really match up to how much we wanted something to work out. It can also sometimes be very hard to give good encouragement because, we are very critical individuals by nature. We love tearing things apart and analyzing things and being critical of other things. Even the most optimistic among us will have this tendency. And so sometimes we have to make a special effort to encourage one another. Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, and you guys are going to read a couple of examples first about how we receive encouragement from above, and then we're going to see how we receive and we give encouragement side to side to one another. So in your groups, read about the story of Ananias and about he was being called to do something that he did not know if he could do, but yet God provided the encouragement. Ananias had all the reasons in the world not to help out this individual named Saul who had just gotten done hunting down Christians. But yet, God provided the encouragement. Encouragement can come in many different ways. Sometimes encouragement is as simple as just kind of explaining to somebody why what they're doing has an impact or why it matters, which is kind of what we see God doing with Ananias. Sometimes it means giving somebody an emotional boost, telling them that, they're loved, they're supported. Sometimes it means helping them see a different perspective and helping them to see the positive surrounding the things that they're trying to do or the impact that their work or their actions are having on people around them. Regardless of what factor encouragement takes, it's important that we both receive and that we give this type of encouragement because we are all going to hit those moments where our spirits start weighing down and where we start feeling like we just can't get any traction. But in those moments, sometimes it can be hard to actually receive the right type of encouragement. It might sound funny, but it is absolutely true that some people become addicted to their own condition. They become addicted to the sympathy people heap onto them, where they just want to receive encouragement upon encouragement upon encouragement, but they don't want that encouragement to actually go anywhere, to actually help them out of the situation that they're in. We have to be careful that whenever others are giving us encouragement, that we are actually honoring the encouragement they're giving us by trying to move forward and by trying to use that encouragement for something that is good. And in the same way, whenever we are giving encouragement, we have to make certain that we are giving encouragement that helps somebody get more than just pity. We want to encourage people in a way that it helps to move them forward, that it helps to bring them to a new level or to overcome whatever obstacles they're dealing with. Again, that doesn't have to be literally a solution to a problem. It could just be emotional. It could be spiritual, whatever it is. But we need to be willing to receive and we need to be willing to give encouragement that is actually profitable in the lives of one another. There are many different examples of this, but possibly one of the most poignant examples is that of Barnabas and Paul. Barnabas encouraged Paul throughout much of his ministry, and we see him pop up over and over again, but here in a moment you're going to see about some of the initial interactions and how Barnabas would encourage, support, and serve Paul. Over the last several weeks, as we have gone through this sermon series called Family, we've been tying in different things that draw us closer to one another, and encouragement is absolutely one of those pieces. If we are a family that does nothing but judge and tear each other apart, then what does that really mean in terms of the sense of closeness and love and compassion you have towards one another? We must be willing to encourage one another, because ultimately all of us are trying to do something that doesn't really fit in this world. We are all trying to serve God. We are all trying to live life according to a code, a truth that is something that is bigger than our society and bigger than our current times. That's something that is going to inevitably cause us some discomfort and some stress. And so to help one another and be a family, we have to be willing to encourage one another so that we can overcome those obstacles in our life, and that together we can be something more than just what the world would like us to be, sitting in our little churches, just mumbling to ourselves. We want to be something that God could truly use to make an impact on others around us. And in doing that, it's going to be hard and it's going to be difficult, and it's not always going to be fun. And so in those moments where we're experiencing those negative feelings, those negative emotions, just a little bit of encouragement goes a long way. So I now encourage you throughout the next week, maybe find somebody that you don't have any real reason to reach out to them besides to just say, hey, you know what? I see this thing that you're doing and you're doing a great job. Find somebody to encourage. Find an excuse to encourage somebody. And in doing that, see if you yourself don't feel like you are a little encouraged just by the action. That's our lesson that we have for you today. I hope you're able to get something out of it. And until we can meet again, God bless.